So in a previous episode, we had to get the drywall done so we could get this hose bib run through the drywall and then hook it up. In today's episode, we are working on hooking up the hose bib, and we'll see if we can water some grass outside. Let's get to it. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Detached Garage. As you can see, the drywall is done and we are on to getting this hose bib hooked up so we can actually start watering some of the lawn and trying to grow some grass in this construction site of a house. So if you missed the last episode, it was an update episode. I gave you a walk around tour of the garage. I gave you a walk around tour of the outside of the garage as well. So make sure you go check that out. But today we are going to focus on this, connecting this PEX, which is a hard water line, to the hose bib, which is coming through the wall right here. And we are gonna go through, hopefully, an easy attachment of these two things together. So let's get the camera flipped around and let's get to work to see if what I bought from Home Depot is actually gonna work. All right, guys, so welcome to the work area for today. So a few things we need to take a look at. We've got the half-inch hose bib coming through the wall. So these are half-inch threads. And then we've got the 1-inch PEX-A Uponor Aqua PEX coming up through the floor. So it is an open end. Nothing is running through there right now. So we need to go from this to this. So transitioning down a full half-inch, essentially. So my thought is, and I already kind of figured out this is not going to work, was to at least put a valve in here somewhere. So I got the cheaper valve. It is a half-inch valve, and so I was going to screw this on here, but then I realized that when you close the valve, it is closed right now, but when you open the valve and it is in line with it, I am supposed to, you see the arrow on there for the flow? I'm supposed to screw it on this way, and that will not work because the valve arm is hitting the wall. So what we need to do is either get a different valve or, yeah, we'll figure something out. But this does thread on here just fine. Got a little bit of gunk on there from the drywall dust, but we'll get that on there just fine, no worries. So what we were thinking is basically going from there, and if I get a new valve, this should still work. Coming out of the wall here with the half-inch. Then we have a, where is it here? We have a half-inch to 3/4 PEX barb. So what we can do there is we can thread this male half-inch into here, and then we can jump to 3/4 PEX. And then when we jump to 3/4 PEX, what we can do is do a jumper line. And then we bought a, where is it here? 1-inch. So this will go in here for the 1-inch to 3/4. And then we bought a 3/4 to 3/4 for PEX. So we'll step down into PEX again and then step over to this. And what the good thing is about this is when we do put the cabinets in, and this isn't just temporary, what we can do is just redo some of these fittings. We won't have to buy all new brass. We can just redo the PEX, cut it off with the utility knife, and do it that way. So let's make a run to the hardware store and get a different valve, and then we should be able to hook everything up. Before we run to the hardware store, really important, understand whether you have PEX-A or PEX-B. PEX-A is a lot more flexible than PEX-B, and the fittings are different. So I would say the PEX-B looks traditionally more like a traditional barb fitting. This certainly has a barb on it, but you have these collars, these expansion sleeves, and they are sized. So what you do is you get the expansion tool, shove it in here when you have the collar on. So these are the 1-inch collars for that. And you expand it keep expanding, and then shove the fitting in there, and then it's all a compression fit. So before you buy anything, make sure you know whether your PEX is PEX-A or PEX-B, because your fittings will be different, especially if you're transitioning from brass to PEX. All right, guys, so we have a lot going on here. I've got an assortment of hardware from Home Depot just to make this quick connection here. So we're gonna figure out what's exactly going on, what fittings we're gonna need. I'll time-lapse this, I'll walk you guys through it after we're done, and then we'll show the finished project. But the goal is to get this hose bib hooked up to this 1-inch PEX. Let's get to it. All right, guys, so we had a few leaks, and where they were leaking was on all of the threaded fittings. So number one, I didn't have enough Teflon tape on any of the threaded fittings. And number two, I did not tighten them tight enough. So I've redone all of this, basically from the 1/2 inch to the 3/4 adapter, the 3/4 pipe, the 3/4 elbow, to the 3/4 female to PEX-A. What I'm going to do is come out of this. We are going to go 3/4 up. We are going to do the right angle, and then we're just going to use PEX to connect everything else. So let's get this last fitting installed. We will tape it really good, and then we will hook everything up and pressurize it again and see if it leaks. All right, guys, so we've got this complete. Everything is hooked up. We're letting the PEX settle down a little bit here, and then we're gonna go turn on the water in the basement, and then I'll open this valve, and then I'll open the one outside, and we will see what we get. Hopefully no leaks on any of the threaded areas, and we'll go from there. So wish us luck. Let's get this going. So we are on, and there are no leaks. Let's go outside and see what the outside looks like. So we are going to try to be growing grass all along here. So that is why this hose bib is so critical. We have to bring in some more fill out here, but we've got the dual hose bib set up. We've got the 1/4 turn right here. So 1/4 turn turns both of them on, and then we've got these little valves here that can shut it down as well. So pretty happy with this setup. We're gonna be able to run 2 to 4 sprinklers on this. So, but this 1/4 turn is very nice to just shut on and off the 1/4 turn. So we will let that go inside for a little bit, and then we'll come back and see if we've got any leaks. So thanks so much for following along this journey of what not to do when plumbing, but you'll eventually get it right. So make sure you have a minimum of 4 wraps of Teflon tape. Make sure you crank those fittings down as tight as you can, and make sure you always have a backer on it so you're not twisting anything up. So this is working. We're gonna have to cut this apart when the cabinets get in, but we'll just cut this PEX section here. We'll redo those 2 fittings, so probably $12 in fittings, something like that. And we've got leftover stuff. So thank you so much for watching Detached Garage. I hope you follow along with the rest of the episodes as we continue to build this garage and show you what mistakes not to make.
Thanks so much for watching. I hope to catch you on the next episode.